Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna be live streaming the severe weather in Texas here today. As you can see, there's not a lot going on right now, but let's see. There's not too many storms, but there is definitely something to watch out for here. They're moving into Louisiana, so that's what's going on right now. As you can clearly see, they're over here near Tyler, Texas, the most strong storms. Let's see. You can see this storm here that is kind of, I guess, like has a special weather statement on it here in Texas. Let's see what this is for. 0.25 inch hail and 30-mile-per-hour winds. So that's what's going on right now in Texas. Let's see. The radar. So we have the radar pulled up here, obviously. Let's take a look at the velocity. As you can see, we do have some fairly strong winds with this storm here. This is the one near Texarkana. We do have some fairly strong winds here near Texarkana here. And now, let's see. Let's see if we can get a radar site closer to the one in Tyler, Texas. Okay, I cannot get one for there. It is just too far away from all the radar sites here that you can't really get a good view of velocity on it here. Now, it is inside the range, but it is right on the edge, so everything is like, all the data is a little bit skewed here. So anyways, let's see. Let us see if we can let me see something real quick. I believe the live stream is still going. It is. I think it's still going. If it is, can you please type it in the chat if it's still going or not? Okay, I'm not sure who's all on the stream right now. But anyways, okay, I got everything pulled up live now. So I got the chat pulled up here. Let's see. So live severe weather coverage right now. Texas and Louisiana right now, and as well as southwestern Arkansas. I believe this radar site, I don't know why it appears in red, but I guess it has not been working for a little bit. But anyways, let's see. checking in around the nation, you can see we have some winter storm warnings going on around here, around this area. Um, let's see if we can pull this up. We don't have any current precipitation, but that is for a future snowstorm, not current. So, let's see. Let us see if we can if we can get something here for the composite. Okay, let's just take a look at the local radar site here in Shreveport. Let's see. Not really much going on right now. As you can see, if we take a look at this, you can see that the most severe warning right now that we have is a winter storm warning. We do have this going on around Texarkana here. The storms are moving off to the northeast, as you can see. And I don't know if you saw the new scan come in, but it started moving off to the northeast. Um, let's talk about surface fronts. Let's see if we can see the surface fronts here. Now we have a low pressure system, and it has kind of like a cold front, and then it has a warm front type of setup here. So the warmest parts would be in here, and I wouldn't doubt that there are some very warm conditions around this area. We have the high pressure building in here, 1,021 millibars. Hopefully this is able to mitigate the impact of the storms with the downward force of the air. We did just get in a new tornado watch here. I believe it just refreshed, and we got a new one. So, tornado watch, immediate broadcast requested. So, large hail and very large hail events possible. Severe wind gusts of up to 70 miles per hour and scattered supercell development is expected. So, the potential for a few tornadoes as well. Tornadoes and a few severe thunderstorms with hail. So, hail, wind, and tornadoes will all be possible. So, let's take a look at let's see if we can take a look at the tornado outlook here. And as you can see, we have that 5% outlook across this areas here. We have it all the way from Beaumont, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Let me redraw that real quick. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Meridian, Mississippi, near Greenville, Mississippi, all the way to Shreveport, College Station. So just keep an eye on that. And then outside that, we have the 2% risk all the way from College Station in Houston to Grenada, Mississippi. Anyways, let us take a look at the wind threat. If I can pull it up. There it is. So we do have a 15%, wait, is that 5%, I believe? Yeah, 15% wind risk from Meridian, Mississippi, all the way to Lufkin, Texas there, all the way to near College Station, 5% wind risk from Houston to near Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We have our hail threat here that is more focused in Texas from Shreveport to College Station, and then our 2% hail, or a 5% hail risk all the way from Greenville, Mississippi to near Bay City, Texas. So something to keep an eye on. This is the general severe weather area right now, and as you can see, we do have some severe storms starting to move outside of the severe weather risk today. So be aware, even if you are outside of the severe weather risk today, if you are downstream these storms. Now, let's see. You could see some scattered storm development um, off to the northwest of Houston. Now, some of these storms, as you can see, they're trying to develop. And some of these that are shaped like this, they could develop into supercells that are like shaped like this, if you know what I'm talking about. Like pretty much my profile picture here. Some of these little storms could develop into supercells in this really unstable environment. Uh, so this is the HRRR model right here. This is not current radar. This is a model run right here. So let's see. This is surface-based CAPE, so basically the instability. And as you can see, let's see. As we go, I'm not exactly sure what these values are. Let me try to figure this out real quick. So this looks to be, let's see, how do they? Okay, so supercell composite. I assuming this is 1 right here, and then the darker spots are higher. So supercells are possible from anywhere south. So pretty much anywhere in the severe weather risks, supercells are possible. But where they're most likely is in this green area, as you see, and especially the darker greens, as you can see. We have some potential and even more potential near Houston and Beaumont, Texas. And as we see, significant tornado parameter. Let's see. This is a fairly strong chance for a significant tornado here. Let me pull something up real quick, and I will be right back. All right, so I just uh I just got back here. Um, and as you can see, I still have the significant tornado parameter pulled up. There was values of up to 1.6 in here, which is considered relatively high, which is actually pretty high, and supercell composite parameters of up to 4 in these areas, which is extremely high. So that is not the best news, as you probably would know. Um, let's take a look at these storms once more. And as you can see, looking at the Houston radar site, we have a fairly strong line of storms moving through Centerville, Palestine, Texas, those areas, near College Station here. College Station is right at the south end of this line of storms. So, let's see. This storm near Tyler, Texas, let's do a checkup on that. So, yeah, it looks pretty strong. Um, we do have somewhat of an elongated look to it. It may try to get involved in this line as it moves into Arkansas. Now, mind you, this is starting to move outside of the severe weather risk zone and to the right. And as I'm speaking here, we just got um, another special weather statement issued for Dangerfield. Now, this storm is looking a little bit concerning now because, as you can see, we do have this type of shape to the precipitation, and that is a little bit concerning whenever you start to see the heavier precipitation form in this way, because supercell development is possible today. And when you see supercell development like that, potential supercell, I should say, because as you can see, we kind of have this little hook at the end, kind of starting to form like that. Now, that is a little bit concerning, so I'll continue to keep an eye on that. I can't really find a closer radar site, so we'll have to use this for the velocity here. Now, as you can see, there's no rotation as of this moment, but there is something though, and that is damaging straight line winds, as you can see. Very strong winds in this area. I don't know why the pin is a little bit delayed, but as you can see, we do have very strong winds in this area. Taking a look at the storm in Tyler, Texas, we do have some stronger winds, but this is higher up in the atmosphere because of how far away from the radar it is. Because as you can see, the radar site is over here, and the storm is over here, and that's the closest radar site other than this one, and this one's further away a little bit. So this is the best view we got at it. As we continue to monitor the conditions, let's take a look at the Little Rock radar site, and let's take a look at the regular reflectivity. And as you can see, these storms are starting to move into Arkansas outside of the severe weather risk, into Texarkana, Hope, and Prescott, Arkansas. Those are areas next in Nashville, Arkansas, Murfreesboro, Arkansas. Those areas we will continue to monitor as we see some storm development just south of Hot Springs, but this doesn't look too concerning. It just looks like some rain shower development. Now, we do have this high pressure here, which hopefully will keep things stable as it continues to push air downward rather than giving it lift. And as I'm speaking here, we do have a new special weather statement, and that is near Jacksonville. I believe this is still in Texas. Let's take a look at that. And as you can see, near Gallatin, Texas, and New Summerfield, and it's continuing to move off to the northeast. So, let's see. This is the general area of the storm moving off to the northeast here. Now, let's take a look at the velocity. I mean, there is some stronger wind with this. Not exactly sure what they warned this for. Let's see, 30-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, it's definitely not up to 40 yet. And hail, a quarter-inch in diameter. Let's take a look at the correlation coefficient to see that. Now, I mean, there is some pockets of non-uniform precipitation, which would be hail. As you can see here, this area would be some area to watch for hail, and then this area, so anywhere in these areas, really, just watch for hail and damaging wind gusts. Potentially damaging. I say that because it's not yet the severe limit yet, but it's also like pretty strong. As we continue to monitor this storm moving out of Tyler, Texas, let's take a look at the reflectivity. It is starting to become sort of a line, but it is moving off to the northeast, as you can see. Areas like Big Sandy and Gilmer, y'all are fixing to get hit. Hawkins is already in the line of storms. Okay, we have a flash flood warning for Pittsburgh, Texas, I believe. Now, let's see, this storm around Lone Star and Dangerfield is continuing to move off to the northeast. Something to definitely watch for supercell development, as this is in a very instability-rich environment. This warm front and this cold front type of thing. Now we do see this dry line here. Hopefully this will start to move off to the east, or hopefully this will start to hopefully this will stop storms from developing off this way of it. As you can see, there's not really any development off to the east of it. It's just storms that had already developed and are moving across the boundary and things like that. So hopefully that continues to be the case. Hopefully the dry line continues to stay in place and keeping storm development down to a minimum off to the east. Now, as we can see here, definitely some becoming more widespread, and we now have another special weather statement here in southwestern Arkansas. Let's see if this Fort Smith radar will get a better look at it. No, it will not. We're going to have to rely on the Shreveport one for now. As you can see, it's for 40-mile-an-hour winds and half-inch hail. Now, as you can see, this storm is very it's not very big, but just continue to watch it for development as that moisture continues to feed into this system. Hopefully that these storms will become too widespread to form any supercells or anything of that nature, but this storm is looking a little bit concerning with that hook on it, a tiny bit, but just a tiny bit can turn into a big hook, but hopefully nothing comes out of it. Hopefully it's not a very impactful storm, because these storms to the south should keep it limited in development, blocking moisture from getting all the way up into there. But there still will be some moisture penetration into the north, but this line of storms should here keep this storm to a minimum, hopefully. Hopefully development of that storm does not continue, because that would probably mean that it would develop into a stronger storm. So let's see. Now we do have some development off here to the south and to the north of College Station, Texas. Let's take a look at this storm near south of College Station, right near it, to the southeast. It's a very small cell, but it could be a very impactful one, especially these types of storms. they can still bring hail and damaging winds, but it's not like if you look at it on the radar, it's not that developed yet, so it should not bring that bad of an impact. And you can see there's not very much going on with it, so that storm as it moves off is pretty far south, so that storm could definitely develop as there's nothing really stopping it from develop unless there's something in the atmosphere. But it really is just pretty much free to develop off to the northeast. And as you can see, this storm continues to grow. It is a little bit heavier in precipitation this time, so this radar scan does show it strengthening a little bit and spreading out. Let's take a look at the actually strong storms up here. Now you can see it's kind of a line of storms here like this. It's semi-discrete, but it's not really that discrete though. So they're kind of all forming into this line here. And if we did see them continue to all form up, as you can see, we had this shape right here of storms, and it's kind of weird because none of them up to the north are really staying discrete, and they're not really forming into supercells. They're just forming into long lines of storms. Let's take a look at to the storms further south once more. Oh wait, actually, this one just got issued another special weather statement. Oh, and then this one just got issued a special weather statement. So the storms are definitely picking up intensity here. The Little Rock station doesn't have the best view at it. We'll look at it here though. It's kind of hard to tell. Let's see if we could stay on velocity and go back down to the Shreveport one. Okay, it's better. That's definitely better. So we do have some stronger winds associated with this part of the warning, or I should say the statement, because it's not really a warning, but this is way up in the atmosphere on the storm because of how far away the radar is from it. Let's see. 40-mile-an-hour winds, half-inch hail. If you're in the chat, type hi in the chat just so I know that someone's watching. If someone is watching, just type hi. Let's see. I don't really know. There's not that much going on right now. The storms are not that strong at the moment. As you could see up here in the top left, if you look in the top left, I had the severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning count, and as you can see, there is none. So anyways, I don't really see that much going on actually. Let's see if we can get an update from the Storm Prediction Center real quick. I'm just gonna hide my screen to avoid any copyright stuff. But you'll still be able to hear me. At least you should still be able to hear me. But to avoid any copyright, I'm going to keep my screen like this for now. I am fixing to bring it back on. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, I was looking at the mesoscale discussions. There's currently no mesoscale discussions in effect. The most recent one was a few tornadoes remain possible this afternoon. One for South Texas, and obviously they did end up keeping that. They did end up keeping that tornado watch. Alrighty, guys. So I am in. I'm back. So, anyways, hello. I see someone type hi in the chat. Hello. So I am back for the severe weather threat in Texas. Now, let's see. We do see that we still have some. We still have special weather statements out for areas in Texas. Let's take a look at the Shreveport radar. And as you can see, a lot going on here. Not a lot severe weather-wise, but we do have a lot going on storm-wise because we have all these storms around the area. As you can see, we have this big clump of storms here. They're not really discrete cells, which you would want to see. Well, you would not want to see that, because that would mean that there would be more chance for tornado development. But the more close together the storms are, the less tornado chance there is. Now let's take a look at the Henderson storm once again on the radar, velocity radar. Now we have these strong winds here. We have these strong winds here near Gallatin, Texas, moving towards Henderson, Texas. Now, next in line would be Beckville, Texas, and Carthage, Texas. And then we would have Marshall, Texas, all these areas. We just got a new radar scan in, and the winds are still looking fairly strong. They have it for 30-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-inch hail. Let's take a look here, and you can see we do have some hail going on in this storm. As you can see, very, very small patches of hail, but they are still there going on in this storm. Let's align those. Let's see if, and then we pull up the radar here, and you can see the areas of hail here. They are very close to this storm here, so they are within the warning. Some of those spots may have been just contamination of the radar, but some of them were not. We do now have the tornado watch extended here, or the tornado watch here. So we still have 3 more hours to go on the tornado watch because this area is still very conducive for tornadoes. Let's take a look at the... No, this is not what I wanted. This right here. Okay. This right here, and let's just select this. Okay, as you can see, this area is fairly warm, like very warm. But areas north in Arkansas, this should keep the storm development down with it being the 50s, so these shouldn't rise to severe levels. As you can see, 72 degrees in College Station, 80 degrees in Houston, 82 in parts of Houston near Baytown. So these areas will continue to watch for some severe weather, because 80 degrees and 70 degrees is still very much conducive for severe weather. Pretty much anything above 58 degrees is good for severe weather. Now, as you can see, this warm front is kind of keeping these areas to the south warmer. So, as this warm front, I'm not sure if it have moved much since I started talking about it, but this warm front should continue to lift off to the north. As you can see, still not far from the warm front here, we still have 60-degree temperatures all the way up in Henderson, Athens, Corsicana. So we do still have some fairly warm temperatures for these areas. For Jasper, we have 70-degree temperatures. Near Rose Pine, 70-degree temperatures, and I believe that is in Louisiana. So we do even have this tornado watch into areas of Louisiana. 63 degrees for these southern areas, in the upper 50s, 58 for these areas. But I do believe that this storm system can still potentially produce some tornadoes, especially the main area I'm watching is south of this warm front. For these developing storms, they just can take off in this kind of environment. Let's see. Let's take a look at the Houston radar site. Okay, we can get a better look at it from this radar site here. Velocity radar. There's the correlation coefficient radar. Can't really get a good look at it because it's kind of in sort of a radar dead zone, which is where you can't really see it very well on radar. But we do have this storm here. This is going to be something to watch. Alright, so we have let's see. we do have some development of this since it first started. Um, Definitely a pretty heavy rainstorm here as of now. I don't see any lightning. Well, there is some lightning as you can see right there. The lightning there. And then we do have, okay, we just got a new lightning strike. So this is like a full thunderstorm now. So something to watch for, a heavy thunderstorm. Not severe yet, though. Nothing severe yet. Let's see. Around the nation, let's see. Nothing really going on other than here except this winter storm, but that winter storm isn't even today. It's gonna happen over the next 1 to 2 days, I believe. So, anyways, back down to this radar site. We do have frequent lightning. Oh, and we just got a mesoscale discussion in. Let's refresh this page and see. Okay, I don't see it on that page, but we definitely have it here concerning Tornado Watch. Now this is the mesoscale discussion expiring in 1 hour. Hold up a second. Let me go get a charger because the computer is dying. All right. Okay, I am back. I am back. So now, let's see if the Storm Prediction Center has loaded into the discussion yet. Still hasn't. Let's see what it's for then. Eastern Texas to extreme western Louisiana. Severe weather threat continues. Isolated tornadoes remain possible around the supercell structures with a history of producing a tornado has since diminished, with storms percolating in intensity along and ahead of the surface cold front. At the moment, it is unclear if storms will remain weak or if an uptick in intensity with increased tornado potential will occur over the next few hours. Nonetheless, the warm sector remains buoyant to the south of the warm front, characterized by 1,000 to 2,500 joules per kilogram of mixed layer cape. Driven mid-level laps, or driven by 70s and upper 60s surface temperatures and dew points. So, let's see. Yeah, definitely a has a lot of potential. Let's hope it doesn't turn out to be anything. So we obviously have no severe warnings right now, other than these little these storms with the special weather statement. That's what it's called. So I think as of now, I'm gonna put this screen on until something happens. So check back in when something happens, and All right, I'll see you guys. I'm gonna start live streaming again whenever something actually happens. So. All right, I'm starting the stream again. Um, I noticed they issued a area for a special weather statement. Wind of less than 30 miles an hour, hail of a quarter inch. As you can see here, we do have some stronger winds, though not quite 30 miles an hour yet. Correlation coefficient, some light hail. So, I started a little bit early. You said, what's going on? There is severe weather in Texas. Wait, are you asking how I'm doing? Are you asking how I'm doing, or are you asking about what's going? Okay. Well, I'm doing pretty good. How about you? Hopefully this severe weather, uh, doesn't get too bad. Oh well, I'm glad you're doing good. So that's great. Hopefully this severe weather doesn't get too bad. Um, as you can see, they have the mesoscale discussion, and we also have this tornado watch. Now these storms are moving off to the northeast direction. They're moving off to the northeast. And we do have some isolated cells, as you can see here in let's take a look at the Houston radar. And you can see these storms are isolated in nature. These storms are probably the ones that have the best chance to become supercells. And they're moving off in this direction, off to the northeast. Hopefully they don't get a hold of any wind shear or anything like that, or like they don't get a hold of really good moisture, because then that would mean they would probably take off in development. But yeah, it has been a bust so far. We haven't really had that much severe weather going on. They were expecting tornadoes. Like, there was a pretty good chance for tornadoes today. And by what they were talking about, there was a tornado warning I did see, but those storms have since diminished. So, yeah, it's not been as expected. Because if it was as expected, then there would probably still be some severe thunderstorm warnings. Oh, there was a tornado on the ground. I didn't know about that. Okay. Oh, it was short-lived. Yeah. Okay, I did not know there was a tornado on the ground, but yeah, it still has kind of been a bust, even though that happened, because like they were talking, there was going to be quite a few tornadoes, but that never happened. Thankfully, it never happened. As you can see by this mesoscale discussion, though, they still do expect. It says a round of supercell structures with a history of producing tornadoes has diminished. So yeah, it did have a history of producing tornadoes, but it's unclear if they will remain weak or an uptick in intensity with increased tornado potential. So, I mean, there still very well could be tornadoes today, but let's hope not, because if there is any uptick in development, it would probably be to the south of this warm front. As you can see, these temperatures in the 70s and 80s to the south of the warm front, and then to the north of the warm front, it's in the upper 50s, lower in the mid 60s. Um, so I'm glad that that tornado was short lived, but even up into Arkansas, there is some severe weather. Um, yeah, that is true. That is true. There's not a lot going on right now. Oh, you did? I mean, I'm thinking about ending my stream too if something doesn't happen because right now I'm just looking around at the special weather statements. That's all I'm doing. I'm probably about to end my stream as well because there hasn't been a lot going on. I did end it for a while, but then another storm popped up here, and then I restarted this time. So, so yeah, I probably will end it until something else happens. Okay. Well, see ya. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end it if nothing happens within the next like I'd say 2 minutes or so. I'll just watch here and see if anything pops up. Then I'm probably gonna keep streaming. But all right, I'm gonna end the stream here. So.